welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 59 of the Non-League to Legend Save. We're with Arsenal and we're coming into the last few games of the season. Let's give you a little catch-up of how we've been getting on. So we left you after the 1-0 win at Norwich. We then went on to beat West Ham 4-0 in the away leg of the semi-final of the Europa League, which is a cracking result considering they beat us 2-0 and they beat us relatively comfortably. It was quite an even game, but they barely even had a sniff in the semi-final. We then went away to Chelsea, and hats off to them. They battered us really. We were 2-2. We made it back to 2-2, and I was thinking, wow, we really don't deserve this. And then they got a last-minute penalty, which was unfortunate, and that actually led to some problems because a few players that wanted Champions League football that I promised to. They've now kicked their toys out of their pram. They're not happy. Iwobi's one of them. So I've kind of told them, yeah, all right, I'll let you go to sort of keep him as happy as possible, in the hope that we make the Europa League final and we win it, and then we get Champions League football, and then hopefully he won't be unhappy anymore. That's the plan anyway. It's a relative long shot, but today we take on West Ham in the second leg. It should be par for the course. I'm not saying we'll win the game, but 4-0 away in the first leg, it's going to take something special from West Ham to overturn that and go through to the final. And the final's been played at Wembley, which hopefully gives us an edge against AC Milan or Schalke if we get there. So West Ham will play, and then we'll play Barnsley, which is the last game of the Premier League season, and haven't quite decided what to do with the FA Cup final yet. Obviously, if we don't make it to the Europa League Cup final, we'll do the Watford FA Cup final just on its own. But we'll see what happens. So this is how we line up against West Ham. Lafont in goal, Kersey, Saldana, and Anderson. Saldana comes in because Lennartz has picked up an injury, I think 2 or 3 weeks, just a couple of weeks left now. Anderson, McCourt comes in for Parker because he wants game time, and I want to keep him as happy as possible. Ayer, Holden, Wendell in the middle of the park, Pastor, Bogunovic is in because Geraldes has picked up a slight knock, Iwobi and Thompson up top. So let's get at it, and predominantly I don't even mind if we lose the game as long as we go through to the final. That's all that matters, and generally let's stay injury free. We certainly don't want to be picking up any silly injuries now and players miss FA Cup finals, etc. Coming forward early. Wendell, will he find the man out wide? He will. Kersey's normally a good crosser. It's a decent cross. Doesn't come to anything, but Ayer picks up on the edge of the box, and that's going to be offside, I think. And this is what we were talking about. Bogunovic has picked up a knock, which is a big shame. And we're going to play Danny Ceballos in behind. Why not? Just give him a go. He hasn't played much. I can't imagine him being at the club next season, to be honest. We've definitely got a little bit of clearing out to do, but before we do that, we've got to make sure we can bring the right targets in, really. Another highlight. Thompson whips one in. Pastor heads it down, but it's cleared well from West Ham. Kersey now comes forward. Can he get the cross in? He does. It's not a bad cross. But West Ham look like they're going to get it away. Win that, Ayer. Good lad. Captain Fantastic lays it back to McCourt, and a clever ball out wide to Kersey. Go on, run at him. Get the ball in the box. Pastor, Iwobi at the far post, and Iwobi scores again. He is proven to be a really important player for us, Iwobi. It's just me. I'm personally not a big fan of him. We are looking for someone in that position next year, whether that's going to be someone to play second fiddle to Iwobi, or whether we're going to try and buy someone a little bit special that gets in the team over Iwobi. Because to be honest, he's pissed me off with all of this nonsense about wanting to leave the club. I know he's been here for a long, long time, but show a little bit of loyalty. You must be able to see that we're going in the right direction. 35 minutes gone. Highlight. Kersey down this right-hand side. Iwobi, Ceballos hits the post, goes out for a goal kick. An instant highlight again, And that's a foul. Has he already been booked? He has. Douglas looks like he's going to see red. So they're going to make our job easier. And Andre Anderson's injured now. We've got no centre halves. No centre halves left at the club. Nigel McCourt is going to have to come in there and do a job. That's not good. Parker will come on for the injured Andre Anderson. And we can only hope that these are minor injuries that those two players have just picked up, because we need them if we're going to win FA Cups and Europa Leagues this season. That's going to be it for the first half. And those injuries have definitely put a bit of a dampener on this. Well done, your efforts were excellent. Yeah, let's keep the morale high. And the next game that we play against Barnsley, I'm half considering playing a completely rotated squad. But then at the same time, it's nice to get the same players playing, and because if you tend to drop them out of the blue, I notice their morale gets a real big. Thompson picks up the pieces. Their morale takes a real big hit, so I don't really know what to do. I should imagine we'll rest players where we can, but centre half is now a big issue for us. Lennart's looks like he could possibly miss the FA Cup final, and if that's the case, we've only got two fit centre halves, and then that depends on the length of this injury from Anderson. Right, half hour left. We're going to make a change. A little bit risky because we've already used two subs, but Vada comes in for the booked Wendell, and hopefully we don't pick up any more knocks or anything like that in the rest of this game. Vada comes forward. Can he find the cross? He can. And there he is, the centre half. He's just come into the team. He hasn't had much of a sniff since I've been in charge. That's his first ever goal for Arsenal. And I think that's set against his former team. So he obviously used to play for West Ham. Bit of a kick in the teeth for them. But it's good for us. 3-0 win, 7-0 on aggregate. And happy days. We need to win this Europa League. It's probably more important than the FA Cup final. Okay, 4 minutes left. We've got a highlight. Vada plays a very strange ball across the box, but Cabas picks it up and beats his man, clips one into Iwobi, who shoots and puts it wide. Not a great effort. And the highlight straight back for West Ham. Can West Ham create their first chance of the game? Because we haven't seen them do anything yet. They're coming forward patiently. We're sitting off them. I think we know the job is done, but we'd rather not concede. Go on, chase that down. Big winners. Well up. Iwobi brings it forward, plays it into the feet of Thompson. What can he do? He's going to shoot, and that's poor. Very poor effort. He's so hot and cold, that Thompson. He really is. But just 2 minutes left of the game. 10 seconds left of the game now. And that's going to be your lot. And we booked our place at Wembley for the Europa League final. That's a shoddy header from Saldana. But 3-0. Decent result. Tell the boys they were excellent. Completely agree. And we're going to come back in 3 days' time for this game against Barnsley. And that is terrible news. Andre Anderson out for 3 to 4 weeks. He's going to miss everything. I'm pretty sure he's going to miss everything. Maybe not. Because there's over a month until the FA Cup final, then the Europa League final. Maybe he'll make it back in time. I don't know if he'll be match fit, but he'll be playing regardless. And Bogunovic is out 6 to 7 weeks with a broken toe. He will unfortunately miss the final, but as long as we've got Geraldes back playing, it shouldn't matter too much. Schalke is the team that we play in the final. They're third in the German First Division. Like I say, they did win the Bundesliga a couple of years ago. Felix Pazlak, he's a hell of a right back. Christian Fruchti, I mean, he looks decent. But if their key player is a goalkeeper, that suits me down to the ground. A 30-year-old Briel and Bolo, they're a dangerous side, but I would be hoping that we will be beating teams like that. So let's get on with this Barnsley game, and hopefully we can finish the season on a high. And I don't know how I worked it out so wrong. I was completely wrong. Anderson, the centre half, will miss both the Watford game and the Schalke game. It's 6 days after. I don't know why I assumed that was a month afterwards. It's stupidity on my behalf. So unfortunately, we are going to be very, very light on players, especially defensive players, for both the FA Cup final and the Euro Cup final. Okay, this is how we line up against Barnsley. Couple of changes, but a little bit of silver lining maybe. I forgot about Asia. Or Asia. I'm going to keep getting that wrong, I'm sure. But he can play. He's more natural as a centre half, so he can play there. Hopefully, he can do a job. Means Wendell will drop into the defensive midfielder role, and Varda comes into the advanced playmaker role. We've got Geraldez is back, but lacking a little bit of fitness. I'm going to rest him, or at least not start him anyway. So Iwobi goes in behind the striker. Pastor will play as an inside forward on the left. Londono will come in on the right, and Adrian Thompson up top. And hopefully we can finish the game with a win, keep confidence and morale high. And Matty Lakeland comes into the first team squad. He's got a bit of potential. He's not great right now, to be fair. Um, but I need someone on the bench that can play that position. Let's see what number we give him. Number 32. That'll do him. Let's get this Barnsley game underway. No injuries, please. Please, no injuries. That's all I ask. Right, go out there and prove a point. And let's get back at them. They've got a decent player in the middle of the park. Where is he? Bradford. Bradford. That's Barnsley's best player, I believe. He's got a release clause. I don't think he's up to the level of playing at Arsenal quite, but we've got a highlight here. We come forward. Varda on this right hand side finds Londono and no good. Kersey, what can he do? Runs across the box, still goes, drills one on his weak foot and sends it flying over the bar. All right, about 5 minutes-ish to go until half time. We've got Barnsley corner. We're having the most shots. We haven't had a shot on target yet. I think they might be playing quite defensive. Moments like this might be our best chance. Square it again. Oh, he didn't need to. Thompson scores, squeezes one in. 1-0 Arsenal. Let's see what that does for the table. Yeah, so that's just going to cement seventh place for us, which isn't great. But considering when we took over, I think we were 13th, and that was at the end of January, beginning of February. So I think we've done well, and I think next season we can really push on. And I'm hoping top four should be quite easily achievable, to be honest. Looking at our form in the second part of this season. So top four is my aim next season, but if we can have a run for the title, it would be great. But I don't think we're quite up to that level. Man City, Man United, and Chelsea look like the best three. Tottenham and Liverpool, probably similar-ish level, if not a little bit better than us. But I think we can beat them on our day. 68 minutes on the clock. We're going to make a change. Hector Bellerin, he's been whinging. He's going to come on. I probably should have started him, to be fair. And shall we? Let's get Vada off as well. Get Caballos in there, just in case. Like I say, we don't want any injuries to any first team players now. It would be a huge loss if we did. A second goal here would be nice, though, to be honest. It's not been the most convincing of performances or games, and hopefully that's not down to the key players that we're missing. Okay, 88 minutes on the clock. Thompson's going to come off. Caleri's going to come on. Just wasting time, really. And there you go. That is going to be the result. 1-0. Not the most convincing, but we got the job done. We got the 3 points. We're going to tell them it was disappointing. I agree. That is the season done. And what I'll do, I'll forward it a little bit. I don't know whether we're going to get any notifications of, all the player of the years and things like that. But I'll forward it on a little bit, and we'll see what happens before this FA Cup final. Right. Well, Pastor has won Young Player of the Year, so that's brilliant for him. Fully deserved. He's been excellent for us. Congratulations. Thanks, boss. No problem. Right, it doesn't look like we're going to have any more notifications about Player of the Year, etc. So I'll catch that up with you in the next episode. So next games, Watford in the FA Cup final and Schalke in the Euro Cup final. And to be honest, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you both of them games in one episode. Let's just get it done, and hopefully it will just be a brilliant episode where we just win everything. But I'm not that confident about either, to be honest. Watford are a really good side on this, and let's hope that someone like Roberto Firmino doesn't come back to haunt us after we sold him to them for £1 million, and we're even paying his full wage. So it would be really unfair if he did score against us. But yeah, Watford, as you can see, finished 7th, 8th, 10th, and then 11th this year. They're a good side. Key player Fabian Valenzuela. He looks good. He definitely looks good. He's been playing well even without contributing too much. But like I say, that's it for today's episode, and I will catch you in the next episode for the FA Cup final and the Europa League final. Two massive games.